And hello and good morning. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv, and I still have the echo, so I'm taking these off. And we are here with you Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, barring any technical difficulties, which we have every day. It's part of it now. Well, thank you for asking. My back is feeling much better, and I was trying to figure out what did I do to be out of form in such a remote and awful way. And the number one rule is when you are lifting weights or kettlebelling or lifting a 50-pound pack of sand, you always have to squeeze your butt cheeks. And today, as I was using a very light kettlebell, just doing some pushes, I realized I wasn't really paying attention because I was thinking about the show, and I thought, squeeze, and the glutes support the back, and then the back doesn't hurt. And just doing my little exercise today with my glutes squeezed, there were no problems whatsoever. So I solved my own problem by waking up and doing the right thing. Hey, secret to living a good life. Seems like there are so many things to get to and share today. We'll be talking about NFTs. I'm just going to turn on my stream and see if my mouth is matching my words. NFTs? Yeah, okay. I'm just going to turn on my stream and see if because the echo doesn't make any sense. But I don't think I need to put a millisecond delay on my microphone because I don't think the delay is not matching my words. The problem is locally here with my headphones. Anyway. Yesterday was a very eventful day on social media for me. I wrote a Bowles blog article. Which took longer than I thought it would. It was sort of a big idea that I've been thinking about for several weeks. I finally posted the IGBA interview, which I will share with you in a moment. But this is the article that I wrote that I think turned out okay. I will put the link in the chat. An attempt to sort of close the circle, to bind the chain, to punch people in the face. With the idea of, we burn our women and children on the altar of madness. And that's all I've been thinking for the past 6 weeks. Every single day there's something really weird going on with the Supreme Court, or killing, or abortion, or women's rights. And it's these institutions that are pretty much run by white males lusting for power and punishment. And they come after our delightful women and our children, and they burn them. This is Michelangelo's painting of Leda and the Swan, a very interesting myth that is quite horrible if you happen to be a young woman. And then we just kind of take a look at what's going on in the world. These fascists in Boston marching against our liberties. A friend of ours in the Ukraine, who we'll talk about later, sent us this wild photograph of a child wounded in a bombing. And if you know me, and if you know our podcast and our writing, we do not believe in anything known as a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. Because people like to say that, oh, isn't it a coincidence that I punched my neighbor and then I got arrested? And Gordon says, except for that one time, that is true. And our old friend, the Detective Gordon, reminds us, this article, John Fetterman will punch you in the mouth, which I wrote, and a few hours later he had his stroke. Now, that was a coincidence. Yeah, I have no responsibility for that. Just happened. Not like he read it or the gods above on Mount Olympus read it and then decided to strike him down, punch him in the mouth, punch him in the heart. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't there. So a few hours after I published this article about burning women and children, I received this very interesting notification. Twitter. Amy Klobuchar followed you. What? Now I find that interesting. Because I don't know Amy Klobuchar, she doesn't know me, but I was following her because I was going to follow her back, but I was already following her. Who is Amy Klobuchar? This is Amy Klobuchar. You've seen her on television all the time. She's a wonderful Democrat. And she is the U.S. Senator from Minnesota, as we say in Nebraska, when we're imitating the Minnesota accent, which I love. And she sort of has it, but not really, but she does. She has 1.9 million followers, and she's following 132,000 people. Now, of which I am one of them. And she is a good Democrat. She fights for women. She's very upset with what's going on at the Supreme Court. She's extremely vocal. She, like John Fetterman, punches people in the face, which I love, because you don't really think that about Minnesotans. But if you're wrong and you're dumb and you're a brutal, awful person, Amy Klobuchar will punch you. And she punches back every day and every night on television. She's a wonderful interview. Hey, maybe if we follow Elizabeth Warren and our favorite Pete Buttigieg, maybe they'll follow back. Beto O'Rourke, I find him cringe, but we have to follow him because he's hopeful in Texas. So here she is talking about reproductive rights and women. She protects children. She is for the right for a woman to choose. And I just happened to post a blog article about burning women and children on the altar of the religious madness. A few hours later, Amy Klobuchar followed me back. I accept. In other news, we finally got our Facebook NFT Alpha Beta Shazam test now working again. How? I don't know. Why? Don't ask me. Oh, there's so many things that get posted. So here is now finally my lovely interview that has been held for a week because I was not able to post an NFT from our friend Igba, who is Russian, but very against Putin, ran away, lived in a whole different country to get away from Putin and the war, ran out of money, tried to sell his NFTs to keep his family sustained and happy, didn't do well because where he was living, they would not hire him because he was an immigrant. I think he was in exile. He was a refugee, but they didn't care. No one would touch him. He had a Russian passport. So, what do? You make the right decision for your family and your kids, and you turn around and you go back to Russia. So our friend Igba is, I will say, stuck in Russia, trying to do well. trying to have a life, trying to survive by selling his artwork online. And I believe he can be successful. He's very active on Twitter. Not so much Facebook at all, but Instagram, yes. Now, all last week and over the weekend, I had reported this problem with posting NFTs. It didn't matter if it was an animated NFT or just a regular dead NFT. It was not posting to my public page. So I could not do anything with this wonderful Igba interview. So I reported to the alpha beta team. They didn't know what was wrong. They said, try posting from your phone. They said, we can take over your page and you send us the text and we'll see if we can post it for you. And then we'll find out what's going on because we'll be you. And then we can look on the back end and see where things are getting snagged. And I said, okay, do that. Take over my page. Well, all weekend, nothing happened. Monday was the 4th. Tuesday, I thought, well, maybe something would happen because maybe people will be back in the office or working from home. And something did happen that my NFT page and my Facebook page said, no such page available. So I thought, oh, and then I thought, maybe it's been taken over and something's been posted. So I just refreshed both pages and everything showed up fine. So I thought, okay, maybe they got it to work. And I checked my main Facebook page. There was no Igba interview and no Igba NFT, nothing, no NFTs. I said, post whatever you want to my page. Just do it and we can delete it later if, it doesn't look right. But nothing was posted. So I thought, well, that's weird. So Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, in the afternoon, I said, well, I'm just going to go in there and see if maybe they fixed it and post the NFT and the interview. And nothing happened. And sometimes when you have, like a video or this little 8-second animated piece from Igba, which we should be looking at when I'm speaking to you, it takes a while to process the video to process and then be posted. So I waited and waited half an hour, an hour and a half. Didn't work. So I thought, okay, I'll have to wait a little bit and see what's going on. That's interesting. Not much information. So the next day, which was yesterday, which was a Wednesday, if you're keeping track, and I usually can't. Nothing from the beta people. So in the afternoon, I said, well, I'll try again. I'll just see if I can post it. So I tried it all over, the interview, NFT, meow. Waited 10 minutes, 15 minutes, video process, nothing. So I thought, okay, well, it's been a week and Igba's been very patient and other people who were in queue for the Q&A for the interview might be wondering what's going on. Because I know there's a little bit of suspicion when you say, would you like to be a part of this? Well, what is it? Well, this, and what do I get out of it? Well, that. So I sent everybody a little note, or I spoke to them on the live stream, saying, hey, we're a little bit delayed. We're having trouble with the alpha. So we're on pause, but I'll let you know the second anything changes. Okay, everyone was fine with it. Whew, that's good. You never know. And then, maybe 20 minutes after I sent that mea culpa, I'm just hanging on Facebook, and I get this notification. This odd fellow in Florida that says, Commissioner Gordon Davidescu liked your post. But hey, it's Gordon. And I'm thinking, I didn't post anything. Well, maybe it's an old thing. So I checked, to see what Gordon liked. And it said, Gordon likes your video. And I said, oh, what video? I haven't posted a video lately. And I thought, it can't be the IGBA video. That's an hour and a half old. So I clicked deeper. And I refreshed my page. And I see that there is this post with a like from the commissioner. What? I didn't even get a notification that this had been liked, which I usually get, but not always. So I thought, what? And I looked at it and said, what? It's all here. So I immediately went back to the people I had just written to, gave them the link and said, hey, it looks like it's fixed. Now we're unpaused. And immediately people were very happy. And my Russian friends and my Ukrainian friends, I've learned, go to bed around 5 o'clock my time. So they're very active now. And they're super duper active like 1 p.m. our time. But then after 4 or 5, they're not around. So I immediately sent IGBA a little Discord message saying, hey, it's up. Here's your link. Thank you so much. And then I thought to him privately, now is this something that I did because I waited and it wasn't there? Or is this something the Facebook people did for me? I haven't heard from them for a week. And they saw that I had tried to post it and it didn't work, so they went in and posted it for me, or they went in and did it without my intervention, took over my page. Now I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I'm just glad that got up, because IGBA worked very hard on the translation and getting it all right, and he didn't understand the last question. So I said, never mind. I'll give you a different question. No, I want that question. Just say it a different way. And that's my fault, because that's one thing I know from dealing with translation for people from different cultures, different countries, deaf people. If you say something one way, most people, if a person says, I don't understand, or can you say it again, will just repeat the exact same sentence a little louder and a little meaner. So what you do if someone doesn't understand or says, can you say that again? You rephrase the question in a more appropriate, perhaps simpler way. And then they don't feel like you're condescending to them. They don't feel like you're yelling at them. They've already said they don't understand, so why would you repeat the exact same question or phrase or answer that you just said? But that's what people do. It's weird. So that's why I've learned when I'm dealing with people who speak a different language, I don't say, what did you say? Can you repeat that? I don't say that. I say, I don't understand. Can you say it in a different way? And then they do, and I do. I get it. So Igby said, no, keep the question just, he said, can you explain it to me? Which I understood meant say it in a different way. So I flipped it around and talked to him about it. And then he immediately got it. He said, okay, I understand now. And then 5 minutes later, he sent me his translated answer. So that was a lot of fun. We thank the commissioner for liking this, because I don't think I would have ever found this. I probably would have refreshed the page this morning, but we've had 2 or 3 things that have been published since then. I would not have scrolled down that far. I never would have known this was, I think, fixed. But after our break, we're going to post live together another digital collectible from IGBA. And we're going to find out in real time if it works or not, if it's fixed or not. Now that's a delight. But first, we're going to take a very brief blood pressure break. Returning in a moment. Hello, we are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv. Gordon has a silly joke. Flava Flav and Jason Derulo get into an elevator. It's an awkward minute of each of them saying their own names. Joke explanation. They are musicians that, for whatever reason, love to say their own names. I'm not sure I'm getting the joke. Flavor Flav, Jason Derulo. It will have to be explained. Say it in a different way. That sounds like a setup, but it's not a setup. I had no idea he was doing this, and he didn't know he was going to do it either. I'm not very bright, and we know that. And if you don't believe me, ask my wife of almost 34 years. She'll tell you right away. Dumb. Very dumb. Dumbest person I know. Gordon, saying it a different way, I guess I'm just amused by the thought of two people just awkwardly standing in an elevator, repeatedly saying their own names. That is a little weird. I didn't even know Flavor Flav was still around. I think he's very funny. He is a musician. Yeah, he was in a group. Okay, I remember. He had several dating shows on VH1 for a while, I think. Weird. Weird stuff. But I'll take any joke that anybody has. Because jokes are good. All right, now how do I get to do this? Okay, so we'll go here. Here we go. Flavor Flav, Jason Derulo. Flavor Flav, Jason Derulo. Flavor Flav, Jason Derulo. Very good. And if they're alone in the elevator together, it's even weirder. Oh! Miss 34 has spoken. You're smart most of the time, David. See, she ruins the joke with her kindness, which is why she's wonderful and the best person that I know. Because that is the joke that I tell everywhere I go. I'm the biggest, dumbest person, and if you don't believe me, ask my wife. She'll tell you. And I tell her that, and she says, don't say that because I don't think that. But what can I do? I have to go for the joke. And now she's watching. Be careful. I guess I could change it. I'm the biggest, dumbest person ever. And if you don't believe me, ask Commissioner Gordon. He'll tell you. So, hey, here's our Facebook page. This, as you may know, Gordon says, I have nothing but the greatest respect for your wisdom. Okay, this is getting difficult now. Uncomfortable. Thank you, Gordon. So, I'm the biggest, dumbest person anyone has ever met. Ask my mother. Now, that's the heartbreaker one, but that's the truth. We'll talk more about that later, a lot later. But it's funny with Jeanne Marie, especially if you know her, because she loves everybody. Except me, just ask her. So this is my profile picture. It's called a PFP. PFP in the colloquial language of the internet. Now, how is PFP for profile picture? Profile picture is PP, not PFP. But you say PFP and people know what you mean. I don't know how people come to know that because it doesn't make sense. So this is an IGBA NFT, abstract art, a painting he did, an oil painting he did. Gordon says, guessing they want to avoid any urinary associations. I guess that's what it has to be. Don't entertain the filthy, impish mind. And this banner, they call a banner a banner. Woo, there it is, which is an Ishita Banerjee NFT. And I like how Facebook does handle these kind of things, even though this is not an NFT and the profile picture is not an NFT. On Twitter, it's an NFT, but this is different. Where you can see the whole image. Now you can crop this, very easily on Facebook. They make it very simple to get the right look that you want. But if you want to show the whole thing, you can hover over it and then you get the whole picture. But not necessarily the same with this. You hover over this, you don't get the whole thing. But you click on this. Okay, update. I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm celebrating IGBA with this profile pic and the banner from Ishita. So if we want to celebrate this as an NFT, and I bet one day soon, maybe, speaking only for myself, that you'll be able to make this an NFT like you can here on Facebook. On Twitter, I mean. This is IGBA again, the banner on Twitter, and this is an NFT PFP. And you click on it, and it's from Ian Jones, and he's coming up next week for a Q&A. He's a UK artist. Wonderful stuff, very interesting guy. I have a lot of his work. And the way you know it's an NFT, not just a regular picture, is this whatever pentagon outline that makes people crazy, but I like it. So we go back to this. Okay, so when this NFT thing is generally available to share an NFT, not to use it as a banner or a profile pic, you go here, you click on the More tab if you have a page. Whoops. And you go all the way down, down, and it's not there. Where is it? Is it over here? Am I acting as my page? Maybe I'm not acting as my page. It's here. Okay, so you go to the 3 buttons. These are all the things you do to manage your page. Meow. And when you're when it's active, digital collectibles appears. And then you click on that, and you get taken to this page. Now I'm going to get out of that because I want to make sure I have my main page there, and here is that page. Okay, and you can manage your wallet. I have this connected to my beta test wallet. And this is, as we've talked about before, junk that gets put in your wallet that you can't get rid of. Who wants any of this? I'm going to talk about that in a minute too. This is sort of interesting, but I don't understand it, and I don't understand what that is either. So I've also reported this. This is a non-loading avatar. Now on OpenSea, you can click update the metadata, and the metadata will update the picture. That's not available yet in this Facebook test. So we'll go to our main collectibles. Oh, here, I did click on this. Okay, so there says the IGBA animated and the IGBA static. I will post the static image probably later today as well. There's the January Sweetheart. Upcoming. Okay, so this is the one, Crypto Girl. Yeah. Okay, so we're doing this together. We click on it. Crypto Girl. Look at my art. Don't look at a digitized oil painting, 1 of 1. And this is from our friend IGBA. This is all the information. Blockchain, contact, token ID. Share to feed. Now this is where things have been a little bit wonky, but we're going to see. Now we have to type something. We have to be clever, and we have to be fun. It's a lot of pressure. 9:45 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast. The Russians and the Ukrainians are awake and waiting. So, I have to type something, and my keyboard is over here. My microphone is here, and my keyboard is moved over here. So I have to scooch. What's the technical term? And say something fun. Okay. Hey. Here's another fantastic NFT from my good friend Igba. And this is how he spells his name when he's spelling it himself. And he's not on Facebook, so I can't, ping him on Facebook. So that's why when this is done, if it works, I have to get the URL, which took me a while to figure out. And that we have to go post that on Twitter and call him out. So then he can repost it and be celebrated. This one is called Crypto Girl. And it is fascinating abstraction, what it means to be a young woman in a modern world. I've learned to add this because this is not clear, and this is how you then get them their promotion. Click on the NFT image to get more information about the art. Meow. Proofreading. Hey. Scooching. Here's another fantastic NFT from my good friend Igba. Modify this just a little bit for my good Russian friend Igba, who is completely against the war, trying to survive through his craft. Okay. Going back. Hey! Here's another fantastic NFT from my good Russian friend Igba, who is completely against the war, but trying to survive through his craft. Meow. And trying to survive through his craft. This NFT is called Crypto Girl, and it is a fascinating abstraction of what it means to be a young woman in a modern world. Click on the NFT image to get more information about the art. Yeah. I think is good. Now, I'm nervous because when I click post, I don't know what's going to happen. Because this time we're going to know. If it worked or not. And we're going to know if it's me making it work or if yesterday was the Facebook alpha beta magicians making it work. My sense is this will work. The reality is, what do I know? I'm the dumbest person in the world. Just ask anybody. Click. We'll let you know when your post is ready. That always makes me nervous because I never get notified when my post is ready. Digital collectible posted. Now, I've seen that many times during the disturbance in the force. So I'm slightly nervous. So I go back to my main page. I'm going to force a refresh and see if it's there. You should be taking bets on this or playing roulette or something. Hello, Jenna Marie. Hello, Facebook. This frame, what is it? What? Ah, it's an ASL NFT. Meow. I can't believe it worked. Now, I'm a little disturbed that this did work and it was my doing, and I was never notified that they fixed the problem. But I guess that's the nature of an alpha. That I've learned, and I know that you ask something to be fixed and they don't tell you it's fixed, it just gets fixed. And that's why you keep trying. Hey, here's another fantastic NFT from my good Russian friend Igba, who is completely against the war and trying to survive through his craft. Its NFT is called Crypto Girl, and it is a fascinating action. What it means to be a young woman in a modern world. Click on the NFT image to get more information about the art. Okay, I will. Now, did you see how they've added a frame? Have they added a frame around this? Is that the original? Does it look like that originally? No. Did you see what they did? That's kind of cool. They added this because it's a weird size, and I did complain about this with the Ashita piece. Ooh, we should go see if that's still up too. Where she had a long NFT that when it was published, it got blown up this way to fill the minimum space. And it looked very crusty. And the people I was talking to said, yeah, that doesn't look right. We got to fix that. Well, hey, look at this. Look, they added this yellow banner thing that really matches this yellow in Igba's art. I feel so thrilled that I've been a part of this. And I get thrilled very easily by simple things. Ask anybody. I just can't believe it's so beautiful. It looks like it's part of his artwork. Oh, we got a notification. Gordon, Dave, hey, Gordon. Fabulous. Now I'm going to click on this. Thank you, Mr. Gordon. We appreciate that very much, and Igba does too. See, and the yellow frame goes away. It's beautifully done. Wow, they fixed it. Crypto Girl, look at my meow. What is a digital collectible? Fantastic. Love it. 1,000 times. Wow. Now let's go down, way down, see if we can find the Ashita thing that I actually reported for looking crusty. Oh, see, they did it here too. I posted this morning. She's an image from our Jana Marie sweetheart. And they used the black background to fill in the pillars. Fabulous. This one they didn't have to fill in. This they did not fill in. The Michelangelo. But I guess if you bet this, they filled in. Oh, this is new. This was not filled in before. Fabulous. They've matched this green to that green. This just had white here. So if you upload a photo, they're adding some kind of background to it, which is appropriate because, see, it fits. See, look at this, sky blue, sky blue. I believe that's new. I don't remember seeing that before. This is a video that doesn't quite fill the screen, so they put the black bars here. It's another Jana Marie sweetheart video. 9th Street Pass Station. Love it. Sun up to sundown. You come out, you see the sun coming up, you go down, sundown. It's a good Lightfoot saying. Where is my Ashita? Oh, Darth Vader. They put the black. Beautiful. This falling on your head. Brown. Fabulous. They're pulling the colors from the image. Very slick. Very slick. This image, for some reason, fills the space. I guess I should do a little more research into this. Hey, Gordon. Hey. This is from Gordon. See, the gray matches the gray. I like. This is a deep, dark, ugly brown, which matches the tone of everything I was saying about that. That the only things that survive in history are rich things. The knife incident. You can never get too much of cutting yourself. Yeah. This is painful. It felt like a paper cut, but a little bit deeper. But it wasn't that deep, but it was deep enough. I had a little skin flap I had to cut off the next day. It's a humiliation, but hey, it's a live stream. I'm the clumsiest guy with a knife you've ever met. Ask anybody. And that was nothing. I licked it and it stopped bleeding. And then after the show was over, I put on the new skin and it wouldn't stop bleeding. It was weird. Very weird. It's always fun to get distracted by yourself. Now, the Ishita piece has got to be coming up here anywhere soon. It's just starting to look familiar. Oh, and our old friend, Nicola. But our Balloon Loon fetishist, because she is into BDSM, made a career out of it. No shame at all, as there shouldn't be. Are we getting closer to Ishita or not? Somebody's posting a little bit too much on the social media. Hey, that's from Apple. Oh, there's the Jan Marie sweetheart. Now this is sort of fixed, but not this is the one I reported. Because this is very long and thin. That's how very, very long and thin it is. So it makes a great background, say, like for your iPhone. And they had it stretched even more to fill the whole space, and it really looked chalky, is how I described it. And it still looks a little chalky, but they've now added this. They're matching that color. I think it's fabulous. And super delightful. So now I need to find the Igba piece, and we need to notify our Twitter friends. Our Twitter fiends or our Twitter friends? Nobody really knows. Now this is, I could never figure out how I could get the URL for this. Share doesn't work. Share to your page isn't what I want. It's a big mess. And then you click on this, which I guess is the date. And then it takes you to the page. And then we copy that URL. Ooh! Hey, top fan! Mr. Gordon. Ooh! This badge helps celebrate and identify those who have most confidence in your top engagement. That's fun. I should take a photograph of that. Singing She's a Crypto Girl in a Crypto World to the tune of Barbie Girl the Song. Oh, that's fun. I love that. Hey, Gordon. Love that. Very meta. More, please. Now Gordon's going to respond by, hey, did you hear that joke about Flavor Flav in the elevator? Right, it's what we need. Oh, we have all kinds of things going on here. Igba's working. I know Igba's working on this. Retweeted in a post, excerpt from an interview. Igba liked your tweet. Okay, now. Tweet to everyone. What is happening? Here's another celebration of our good friend. Now, this is where I have to call him. Igba Art. Facebook for the NFT alpha and beta test. Go check out Go Girl right now. Copy and paste. Now, sometimes this looks really good when it gets posted on the Twitter, and sometimes it really looks ugly. But sometimes it takes a minute or two for Twitter to pull the page from the Facebook. So here's another celebration of our good friend Igba. Let's separate that just a little bit so we can really see who he is, our good friend Igba. That doesn't look good. We'll just leave it. On Facebook for the NFT alpha and beta test, go check out his Crypto Girl right now. I'm sure Twitter loves it when you send people away from the website, but that's okay. Tweet. Sending tweet. Now, this is one of the benefits of having Twitter Blue is you have 60 seconds or whatever to decide to send the tweet or not send the tweet. And sometimes you can just say send now and it will get sent immediately. Or you can just let it time out. And what that does is you can cancel it and take it back if you read it fast enough. And you discover that you've made a spelling error or something. See, this did not expand, which it should, but I believe it will eventually. In my experience. Now we're going to write to our super follows. Yeah. Only super followers can see this. What's happening? We are celebrating our friend Igba and his NFT artwork on our Facebook page. You know, interesting NFT artist who wants to be a part of the alpha beta test. Holla! That's what the young kids say. It means hello. Hey! Gordon says, hey, wow. My Apple Watch and Amazon Halo hit low battery at the same time. That's impressive. The Halo lasts a lot longer because it has no display. That's very good. I tried the Whoop for a while. Very frustrating, very discouraging. I wrote about it on bowlspells.com. But I love the technology. I just wish they would allow a little more local control over it. We are celebrating our friend Igba Art and his NFT artwork on our Facebook page. If you know, and if you know an interesting NFT artist who wants to be a part of the alpha beta test, holla. I thought holla meant please acknowledge. I really have no idea. This is the case where I'm using a word. I don't know what it means, but it sounds good. Tweet. Sending tweet. Send now. Meow. Done. Done did. Now, I don't know if Igba can see that because this is super follows only, and he's not a super follow. Not yet, anyway. Gordon says, Urban Dictionary. Holla! I use word to acknowledge the presence of a fellow companion. For a man to express interest in a particularly impressive female specimen. To celebrate via telephone. Is that my boy over there? Holla! Watch out, I'm about to holla. It seems to be hello to me. But I don't know if I trust the Urban Dictionary because somebody who used to be a friend of ours many years ago went in and added relation shaping which was my invented word for a new blog we were starting, and they made it into a really nasty thing. So I wrote to them, the Urban Dictionary people, and said, this is like a revenge thing. Can we fix it? And I don't think I ever heard back from them. Urban says they have a voting system which gets good stuff up and not so good stuff down. That's good. And I think it's a valuable resource. I love the idea of things that are going on and things you don't understand. I'm all for voting as a part of understanding. But some people then try to trick the vote and overvote, and it can be necessary and messy. Now we're taking a brief break. Returning in a moment. I just sent our friend Igba a note on Discord because that's where I communicate with him in case he didn't see our Twitter thing. I'm just being careful. And now I'm really leaving. I think. Yeah. Out. And we are back. Live, yarnbowls.tv, BOLES.tv. I was going into my non-page account on Facebook to share and like what I posted on my page. And it seems like it worked. And I missed the first comment from Gordon. If you're feeling cryptic or feeling like a girl, you might like this NFT. Come give it a whirl. Love that. Should have liked that. Should have liked that as my non-page page too. Fabulous. Gordon, me. Igba, we replied to. Okay. Can you clear it? It doesn't clear. So that's fabulously done. I notified Igba on Discord. We posted it to the Twitter. Oh! Gordon reacted with a heart. Fabulous. All right, now we go to OpenSea. Where is it? This it is. Now, I will be selling a lot of my Sabet stuff. Yeah, I was going to wait for the Ethereum drop to drop, but now I've decided I'm not going to use any of it. I'm upset with him. And you didn't see anything I did with all of that Facebook stuff. So, if you're interested in collecting any Sabbat for a reasonable price, let me know. Do it privately offline, or I can put it up. But I will be removing all of these things. Sadly, not so sad. Moving on, moving up. In the world in which we know it. With the lovely Jana Marie all around us. Yeah, that's fair. That's a cute and ugly kitty Yoda. The one pixel pop I have, very sweet. Tokyo Punks. The Mi 6 avatars. Mi 6 people seems like they've released their first crypto plugin. At least it's released. It doesn't work for me, but people seem that they don't feel that they're being rug pulled anymore, which is very important. Because Mi 6 by itself is really a terrific program for protecting and making your Discord server fun. The NFT sale just kind of made everything rotten because they didn't meet any of their deadlines. But you meet one late, and people are satisfied enough. Satisfied enough to at least, move on and stop talking about suing them, which I never did, but other people did. The whole Discord server was set up to get things going, and if that Discord server had not been set up, I don't think they would have released their crypto plugin yesterday because they felt no heat from anywhere. I had nothing to do with any of it, but I do support the effort to try to get these things moving. Hey, Gordon, hey. Hey, Gordon. Gordon coming up for a Q&A. Is NFT artwork related to today's Human Meme podcast? Oh, come on now. It is secure. You just don't know it yet. Oh, I'm spelling it wrong. This is a problem when the keyboard is way to your left. There we go. The murder of Mark Blitzstein. You typed human mem. I did. It's very tiny. The print. Which is a Hebrew letter, by the way. I love that. I did not know that. Learn something new every day. So Gordon's NFT is based on this. You and Me podcast story. Mark Blitzstein did not die in a car accident. Mark Blitzstein was murdered in Martinique on January 22nd, 1964. Blitzstein was the genius creator of The Cradle Will Rock with Orson Welles. Mark was also a collaborator with Bertolt Brecht and Kurt Weill on a Threepenny Opera. He also worked with Lillian Hellman's Toys in the Attic. He was murdered for daring to be gay in a foreign land. Disgusting. What happened to him, and a terrible story. So here's something that gets a little interesting and frankly a little odd. As we have discussed here many times, there is a hidden area. Now, why am I not seeing it? Oh, why can I not see my hidden area? Sometimes they hide your hidden area, and it looks like they've hidden it again. Let me look on my big browser. Sometimes if your browser is small, they don't show you the hidden stuff. Oh, that's not my page. Let's see. This is weird. Sometimes you can see hidden. Sometimes they hide hidden from you. This is so weird. I'm refreshing and reloading. Featured, yeah, that's working. Collected is okay. Created, favorited, activité. This is disconcerting because this is ruining my whole thing I want to talk to you about. See if I can find it in a search. OpenSea hidden. OpenSea hidden items on the bottom left corner of your NFT. Click the three-dot menu. Filters, maybe? Well, that's just bizarre. And sometimes it's there. Sometimes hidden is there, and sometimes it's not there. So there's this whole, I guess, new name service. EDNS, I think. Here we go. Aha. We'll do it this way. So this is very bizarre. This happened yesterday. So I'm sitting here working on my article about women being burned on an altar. And I get a notification from OpenSea saying, hey, you got something new and we hid it for you. So I went and looked at it, and it was a new domain name that's not really a domain name. And they had given me BOLES dot Meta, META. Okay, so I knew that I had my own sort of crypto name, domain name, BOLES.eth, which is on my profile, right? boles.eth. So I thought, well, that's interesting. And why is it hidden? So I did a little bit of research. And there's this company called EDNS Domains, and they own several crypto domains. And this is what they did on July 6th, which was, in fact, yesterday. Surprise! Hey! They airdropped, I guess, 10,000 of these .meta domains. If you had a .eth and it was 5 characters or larger, BOLES 5, they airdropped you a .meta domain name. And people don't understand why. And so mine was in my hidden tab, and it was an interesting looking thing, and I did a little bit of brief research on it, and so I made it unhidden and put it so people could see it, and I could see it because I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And so people are saying the real question is, what is the use of a .meta domain? Is it like on your website? Because I don't get expired date on the token. I got an airdrop. Is it an airdrop for a year? What's going on? And they reply saying it allows you to use decentralized domain name in your Web3 website, whatever that is. Allows you to use and send SMS to other EDNS domains with a decentralized technology. I'm eligible. We're in the process of airdropping. And this I thought was terrific. Like, what if you don't want it? Thanks for dropping 350 unwanted NFTs in my wallet. Follow Phil for that. Now, isn't that fabulous? So this guy has 350 .etf domains that he wants to have. He went out and actively purchased them. And then EDNS domains turn around and say, hey, here's 350 of our domains. And he says, I don't want your domains. So I don't know if they're hidden. How does he get rid of them? I mean, if you want to burn them all, that costs you gas. What, $5? 5 times 350 is $1 million. The guy's to spend a lot of money of his own money to get rid of the stuff that he doesn't want. I find that really hilarious. In a very sad sort of way, because I feel for Phil. I think when it was airdropped, what is it? If it's your domain name .meta, then yes, it's us. Who asked for this? Nobody asked for this. I don't want this. You want this. I was given my name. Is it meant to be on Polygon? How long does it last? It landed in my hidden folder. Thank goodness. That was a smart thing that OpenSea did, was to hide these things. So you go and you register on their website, and your domain isn't there, and they want you to connect your wallet. Well, I'm not collecting my wallet, because I guess they want proof that you own that domain. Well, if you go to their Discord server, someone asked, I see on your website that these .meta domain names are registered for a year. Okay, this is their website. Web3 world looks all very fancy. How do you navigate? The ambassador program, here you go. Here's the real question. 1 year for a .meta domain name, 5-character domain, $25 a year, $68 for 3 years, 5 years is $100. Now, when you buy a .eth domain name, which is decentralized and that everybody likes and wants who has one, for 1 year registration is $5. And you can go up to 100 years, 300 years, 500 years, however much you want to pay for. Not $25 a year, 5 times as expensive. So somebody asked on their Discord server, what is it? You've airdropped this to me. How long is it good for? Why do I have it? What do I do with it? And for a day, that person got no response. Because the final question was, does this last for, is this a year and then it's over? Or is this an airdrop, which normally an airdrop, it's a gift and it belongs to you now and forever. But you go to their website and you say, wait a minute, 1 year is $25. And they're airdropping me a free thing for how long? And finally this morning, right before we went on the show, eDNS replied and said, yeah, the airdrop is good for 1 year. And then you pay. Oh, that's sleazy. You trick all these people who are sort of smart, but you trick them. Oh, here's a free airdrop. And they start using it and they get bound to it and it becomes part of their identity. And then after a year, you say, hey, you want to keep using it? You got to pay us. 25 for a year, 68 for 3 years. Want to go 5? We're only charging $100. Totally sleazy. So when I saw that this morning, I hid my Bowls.meta NFT. Re-hid it because OpenSea hid it for me on purpose. I put it out there in public because I thought it was a free gift forever. Then I discover it's not a free gift. I have to pay for it. That's not a gift. That's not what an airdrop is or what an airdrop is supposed to do. And we take one final brief blood pressure break, returning very quickly. And we are back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv. You're live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. So I'm having a hard time on break getting over how sleazy those ENS domain people are by giving you BOLES.meta or whatever, 10,000 people. And can you imagine being in the meetings? Yeah. All these people who have .f domain names, they pay $5 a year. They associate their wallet with it as a need. We'll give them a .meta name, but we won't tell them it's only good for a year, and they're going to use it, and they're going to be bound to it. And then, after a year, we're going to send them an email that we're going to revoke your NFT because you haven't paid us. Because this isn't free. We just gave you 1 year for free. And if you didn't know, that's on you. Ha 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 ha. We'll make so much money. We'll be millionaires in a year. Ha ha ha. This, I can tell you right now, is not going to go over well with the community. They're going to be furious. I'm furious, but not surprised. Very sleazy. And it was good that OpenSea put this in the hidden place, because that's usually where all the junky, spammy, ugly things you don't want go. And I got a notification from OpenSea. It said, hey, we just hid something. It was sent to you, but we hid it for you, from you. And now I understand why they did it, because that is not the way to behave in the real world. And they're going to pay for it. People will be very angry, very upset. So, hey, checking in on our Twitter. Igba, wide awake. Celebration of our good friend. Retweeted. Liked my tweet. 3 people. Bing, bang, boom. Follow. Lovely. Like the tweet you were mentioned in. All going around. It seems we're back on track with the Facebook NFT. And our friend Ian Jones just replied back and said, yes, ready to do a Q&A? How soon do you need it? I said, day 2, 3, you tell me. We follow your schedule, not mine. He said, okay, that'll be fine. Just send it. So I'll send that to him later today, and we'll get him going too. That's very important because we're slightly behind. And speaking of Russia and NFT and Ukraine, Igba is our friend in Russia, who is in exile in his own country, I say. And we have our friend, Alexander Grushansky, who also is in our NFT beta. And Alexander, we will be hearing from him next week. He is in Ukraine, and he's already sent us a few NFTs. We've discussed it here. We will celebrate him the Facebook NFT test next week. But Alexander also sent me some very interesting images from the front line. He's in Ukraine, and he feels that he and his family and everyone around him are fighting a war. And he says he creates his NFTs, people buy them to support him and his family. He's the one who created the Dark Soul for $158,000, hoping to make a big sale to take care of his 4 kids. But he says he spends most of his days on the front lines in the Ukraine, feeding the soldiers, taking care of them, bringing them water, doing what he can to try to keep Putin out of their lives. And so here's our friend, Alexander, and his wife, just as part of their everyday work. And then he shared these photographs with me of people he is supporting on the front lines, and he hid their faces to protect them, which I think is a wonderful thing and a necessary thing to do. But these are very beautiful photographs. They're composed well. I mean, he's an artist. The coloring is right. I did not touch these. I did not edit these. This is how they were sent to me. And these are the people who are trying to save their country. It's such a sad and terrible thing that they're being put through, and for what reason? This is a person all in camo. with a high-powered rifle, taking careful aim at the enemy. It must be a hard day to be out there in your tennis shoes, trying to fight off the Russians. These are, we call them in the United States MREs, meals ready to eat that have been sent over. I don't know where they're from, but they're feeding people in a very dark room with one light bulb. Now that is a tough existence and a hard way to earn your way in the world. And here they are, posing with their Ukraine flag, signed, sealed, delivered, supporting the people, making sure the fight is right, that the proper side wins. Very important. So that is how our friend Alexander spends his day. Fighting a war by trying to stay out of a war, to heal a war, to help the people trying to win a war. And relying on his art to try to save him and his family in the process. It's tough. I'm happy to do what tiny little bit I can to try to push things forward and make things better. So we had a fabulously wonderful show today. Talked about a lot of interesting things. NFT art, Amy Klobuchar, Facebook, NFTs, few jokes. Talked about our Apple Watch. Gordon's Halo. If you have any comments or questions or thoughts, you can see my 4 has fallen. I'll have to fix that. New Gerald Butler movie. The 4 has fallen. You can find me on Twitter, super follow to follow, at David Bowles. Commissioner Gordon signing off from Winter Garden, Florida, which is a beautiful, interesting, oldish-looking town with trains. I did check into it because I had the place wrong, and it looks wonderful. He says, thanks for having us. And I reply, see you in a day or two. On Facebook, we are BOLES. Our personal account is Script Professor, facebook.com Script Professor, which is also a domain that we own, scriptprofessor.com, where we fix dramatic scripts, TV, movie, radio scripts for people. On Instagram, we're Bowles Books. On TikTok, Bowles TV. And if you're interested in joining our infamous Discord server, here is the link. And our old friend El Beyonce did not send me the video of he or she sucking up helium from a balloon. It was promised at the end of the show yesterday, and it was not delivered. But such is the consequence of life. You expect one thing and get delivered another. So until tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, I wish you a wonderful day, a great nap, a huge wake up, and when ye shall awaken, may your soul be filled with joy and anticipation. I'll see you tomorrow.